What's going on, folks? Yesterday, New World put out some concept art featuring the quote-unquote queens of Aeternum, and I wanted to give a quick introduction to one of those characters I've been really waiting for. She's the Empress of Ebonscale Reach and is building a corrupted army in attempts to conquer the world. Now already we've received a little bit of information about her. In one of the tweets, they described her as a child, and stated that she would often obsess over dragons, imagining having the same power and influence from the old tales. New World was pretty quick to confirm, however, that there will not be actual dragons, at least not in the near future from the sounds of it. The first thing I noticed about her is that because of her name, Zhou, Ebonscale Reach will more than likely not be an area of Japanese theme, but Chinese instead. Judging this based off Zhou being a Chinese name, but there could also be other hints that further confirm this in the future. Because of that, more than likely we won't be getting the addition of katanas with this zone. Katanas, as far as I know, are of Japanese origin, but it doesn't mean we won't see other Eastern-based weapons as a result of this. Plus, around the time we talked about how they officially teased the Vikings, I went back and spotted a Japanese ship on the coastline inside the Game Awards trailer. So if you're really looking for that kind of weapon or theme, it'll probably still happen in the future. Next thing that was interesting was her design in this concept art. First, I want to take a look at the Siren Queen though, because this is technically the first concept we've seen of her besides the statue. She actually looks different than what I was expecting, mainly because her story seems to insinuate that she had become a part of the Lost. But what I'm looking at reminds me more of a mermaid-human hybrid, or a fish hybrid on the other side of that. I bring this up because we've had no official mention of mermaids or merpeople being a thing, and that makes me wonder if there are more where she came from, even if they're less powerful or of a lesser status. And I'm wondering if she has any ties to Poseidon, because I don't know if this was intentional, but her hair reminds me so much of Medusa. And on the other side of that, we have Empress Zhou. Firstly, whatever happened to her probably is similar to what happened to Isabella. Both of them have glowing red eyes, but also, we see Isabella's amulet right here, but on top of the Empress's head, this gem has a very strong resemblance. They're almost identical except the shapes around them. We don't know much about these gems yet, but they were mentioned briefly in at least one of the lore pages. We'll have to keep an eye on this one in the future. And also there's this orb, pulsating an aura that screams corrupted energy. Some people have theorized that this could be a hint at possible corruption magic in the future, mainly because of how both the Siren Queen and Isabella have weapons, but the Empress only has this. I think it's quite possible, or it could technically be classified as void magic, since that's the opposite element to the empowered one in the game, but who knows. A few others had also mentioned that it looks like blood magic, which I think could be really cool as well. This one sounds pretty likely too because she's practically dripping in it. One thing I'm not so sure about yet is the time period she comes from. See, there was actually an Empress Zhou from history in the 16th century, but there was also a Zhou dynasty as early as 1046 BC. As much as I'd love for it to be the one that dates back that far, because that might hint to future civilizations being around that time period, she's probably based more off the 16th century version. But they said we'll be learning more about her this week, so maybe we'll find out for sure. That's all we got for now though, introducing Empress Zhou in all her glory, and I cannot wait to see more. Have a wonderful night or day, folks, and farewell.